But yeah, that's my. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now because as a nerd, here I am talking about sports ball or sports disc.
Sports block.
Yeah, there was something I said earlier in some forum. I was like, "Oh man, I love ice soccer," and like,
Ice
I was
soccer.
just, yeah, it was just a joke, of course, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I'm kind of sad that it's over. Not for any winning or losing, but just I'm sad that it's over because now I gotta wait. I gotta wait to watch. So there's like what I'm saying is BGM. I know how you feel now when baseball's not on.
Well, luckily, baseball is a very long sport.
It is. I know. It's
They
like
play
the whole.
162 games a year.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing, and like
It goes from March to October.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and hockey is like 88 games in a regular season.
it's half.
So
It's half, I think.
yeah. So,
The
but
baseball season.
I get what you do now. Like
Yeah.
I understand now. Again, football's still not my sport. Baseball
neither.
I'll watch with you. But I think hockey is
I
definitely
think
my sport.
baseball and hockey are my sports.
So, as someone who is not born and raised in Vegas, isn't it adorable that they have a pro team now?
It is.
It's just
It is,
adorable.
and that's okay.
I love it.
It's
we're
an
getting
infancy.
more.
Oh,
getting-
no! I don't want the other team. The other team can go away.
Yeah.
What's the other team?
The Raiders.
Oh.
They're coming in.
They can go.
Well, we're
away.
getting the Raiders, and we're getting the Lights, the Las Vegas Lights.
That's
Oh yeah,
nice.
yeah. That's professional.
Yeah, and
That's
then
cool.
hopefully we eventually get
Wait, what sport is that?
Football. Soccer.
soccer.
Oh, okay.
I said football because it's LVFC. But,
And then I hope
The other
we get,
football,
yeah.
I hope we get MLB team. That'd be
that'd be really cool.
I'd be so ecstatic.
I'd love
Wait,
it because I'd be
MLB.
like
MLB.
baseball.
Base-
I'd be a Vegas baseball fan, but I'd also have to also be a Mets fan. But if they ever play each other, I don't know what I'd do.
Just
Wouldn't
I have
be
friends
in the
who-
same league, would it?
It might.
New York Met.
They
Oh, are
might be
they
National
American?
League. They might be National League. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Dodgers and Giants are National League, and those are California teams, and the Diamondbacks.
That's
And
right.
oh yeah, and they have to play each other then, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Womp womp.
Well, I know people who have, like they're not from Vegas, but they're a fan of Vegas now, but they're also a fan of their home team, and so they have that same conundrum that you're thinking about right there.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I would be an Islanders fan normally.
Which Islanders? The Big Islanders? I'm kidding.
But I'd be an Islanders fan. But normally, now we have the Golden Knights. So I just hit my mic. Now we have the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, again, I didn't mean to turn this into a sports podcast. I just I wanted to get it out there.
it's very exciting, especially for our
It was
city.
really cool. Yeah.
I mean, I was reading stuff, about the Caps being here, and they were like the Caps fans, and they were just overwhelmed and overjoyed how our city took to loving our sport so much, like loving our team.
Yeah.
They're like, they're talking about how they landed, and they're like, "Holy crap, you guys are everywhere."
Yeah, there's Golden
Yeah.
Knights.
Like
stuff
you can't
everywhere.
like me personally. I think when I go out driving to work in the morning,
Yeah.
guaranteed
Do you do
I'm
the
gonna
thing
see a
now where
sticker.
you look for the decals?
I don't even have to look for it. It's
Yeah,
just,
you know,
they're
it's just
there.
it's
In
in
your
front of
face,
you.
They're
yeah.
everywhere. I even have one in my car now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Yeah.
Well, I remember reading this article I don't know, months ago where they were talking about Golden Knights and they mentioned Las Vegas and then they put in parentheses the well-known hockey town. But I think we're actually turning into that. We
Yeah.
might actually be turning into a hockey town.
I think
It's
so.
kind of strange.
I mean, yeah,
to
they're the
say for the hottest place in America, but
I was just about to say, there's nothing.
Hockey in the desert, right?
There's nothing more Las Vegas than that. That
Yeah.
our first professional team
it's,
would,
it's,
would be
the opposite
ice
of our
hockey.
opposite of our
a place
climate.
where it never snows.
Right. Yeah.
So for people like, I guess I'll use you as an example, Chen.
Okay.
So do you think that the people that were turned into sports, like they actually like sports, like how do you think that's going to affect the Raiders? Because if the Raiders were here first, they're not a new team, they're not an expansion team. But if they came here and there's a lot of sportless people, and now they're like, holy crap, we love the Raiders now because they're in Vegas are our team.
Yeah.
Do you think that's now going to be diminished because the Knights took all of those people? Now they only give a shit about hockey.
No. So in St. Louis, we had the Blues, we had the Cardinals.
Right.
The Blues was for hockey, and we had the Cardinals, and we had some football team that fucking sucks and fuck them.
Yeah.
But so we had those. So we had 3 different pro sports teams, and it's a city about the same size as Vegas. So it's a little. I think it's a little bit bigger, just a little bit, like the metro area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll survive.
Yeah.
We will rebuild.
We will. I do love driving by. I don't know how much I'm going to be a Raiders fan, but I love driving by and seeing the construction of
You
that.
like seen the build?
Because
Where-
it's so freaking
where's
massive.
that
There's so much
going
logistics.
up?
It's
Where
going to
is
be
it?
just west of the strip.
in the T-Mobile Stadium. Like you could be outside the T-Mobile Stadium on the west side of it,
Uh-huh.
and you could see the cranes
Yeah.
constructing.
Oh,
Just on the
across
other side of
freeway.
the 15.
Yeah, like on the
Oh,
other
I
side
see.
of.
Well, that's gonna be
the
Other
wonderful.
side of the freeway.
Yeah.
For traffic, that's gonna be
Oh,
great.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
So that's the
Fantastic.
one thing that I really don't like about having pro teams here is we do not have the infrastructure in the city
No,
to
we don't.
handle the amount of traffic.
there's
that we're
no
getting.
that whole area. It's 2 lanes on both sides. That whole area.
They're
Yeah.
going to have to expand that street.
There's no.
Well,
they
they're
can't. though.
doing rapid
Unless they start
construction,
taking down buildings.
but Vegas rapid construction takes years.
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah, that's
they're
true.
doing their parking lot only for like what was it, like 4,000 vehicles, and the
Yeah.
stadium seats like
That's
75,000 or
nuts.
something.
That's
What?
Or you're talking about the Raiders
They're-
Stadium.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah.
yeah. That's
Why would you do that?
Well,
Because
okay,
they're just
so-
expecting everyone to do Uber and Lyft.
So, full disclosure, I used to work for MGM Corporation, specifically New York.
docs.
Well, I said used to. It's not current employment. No, but we at the time the garage was only five levels,
Yeah.
and now because of the expansion, it's like up to 8 or 9 or something like that now. Like,
But they're building garages. I don't know if they're building garages at
oh, I don't know.
Raider Stadium. I think they're just going to build
Oh,
a
just a
parking
parking
lot.
But really
Yeah.
quick, Xenophite, to answer your question. Now, again, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
But what got me kind of turned on to hockey was just how fast paced it was, right? So like golf, kind of slow. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are sports that are slow.
Baseball's slow, I'll admit, but I like it because it's there's a lot of
But
strategy.
you like, yeah,
that
you
goes
like the
behind,
strategy and the
everything.
thinking behind it.
Plus, it's one of the only sports where the defense controls the ball, which there in itself, there's a lot of strategy involved there.
Right, and I understand that. And like, you know, when I study more of the game, and I'm like, oh, you know, this really is about strategy. I mean, yeah, there's the physical aspect, of course, and my God, it's like a UFC fight on ice. But I'll get to that in a second, right? But there is strategy to just checking somebody into the wall or into the glass, and you know, it's really cool to watch. But again, I think what's really got my attention is it's fast paced. You really got to pay attention. Like you look away for a second, and there's the goal, or you know, whatever. And then, aside from like any other games that involve balls or some object of, you know, some object of affection, I guess, for lack of a better word. The only other thing I've
Affection?
been, I don't know, you're
It's,
pining for that object. No, I'm kidding.
Does anybody have a dictionary?
Yeah, I think I need one. You know what?
Behind you?
Yeah.
I lose my mental dictionary when I start drinking. But but I was only also into UFC. But again, UFC as a martial artist, it's something that I can study. It's something that I look at what's going on. I'm like, okay, he's going to go this way. He's going to put him in an armbar. He's going to do whatever. So it's something that I can relate to.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
and I've never played hockey. I've been on a rink maybe 3 times in my entire life, and I can't skate backwards. Put a stick in my hand, and I'm fucked. But it's fun to watch. It really is. So
I used to play roller hockey when I was young.
I used to play
Yeah,
like
same.
in PE. You know, when you have like the blue and the orange hockey sticks, and you're chasing after that street ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's what that's.
Field hockey.
Yeah, field hockey. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. Game on. Yeah. Anyway, okay, this is not a sports cast. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents.
This is pretty much an anything cast.
It is
Pretty much,
That's
yeah.
why
Put
we're
on,
yeah.
put on by people.
Put
who
on by
talk about
people in
the-
information
from the
security.
hackers' perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the long
So
definition of it.
it's hackers talking about sports at this point.
Yeah, there you go.
Or
Okay, so
industry.
any more comments? Or are we gonna?
That's a niche audience right there.
Yeah, yeah. You better be what we're
It's
into.
like-
Well, anything else happening in anybody else's week?
I had something happen.
What happened?
I discovered rubber ducking.
Yeah, this motherfucker didn't know what it was. Rubber ducky bugging.
Oh, come on.
Really?
That's like one of the oldest.
Tell him the story.
Yeah,
Tell him
yeah.
the story.
All right,
So-
how'd you discover it?
So I had this.
Yeah, give me the credit, asshole.
All right, kinda. So I had this problem at work with it was an SQL query that I was trying to sort out, and it just wasn't giving me back the right results. And I'm explaining it to Chen, and I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch, null is not a thing that I can add something to," and so I put in an if statement to say if it's null, then make it a 0, and then Robert's your father's brother, and it worked fine. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh my God, we're your rubber ducks.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is that?
So I didn't really give him any advice. He just talked to
yeah,
me,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
but he didn't know what rubber duck was, and so
I had never heard the phrase.
I sent him my duck pics. It's in the chat. It's not private. It's in the. If you're, by the way, if you're
I
not
thought
on
that was in our
Discord,
cruise chat.
huh?
It was in our cruise chat.
No, it was in the lunch chat. Sorry. So if
it's still private.
It's still private. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you're not on the Discord, you should be on the Discord so you can chat with us and ask us questions.
Just in case anybody's wondering, we clarified this earlier today. All of the channels, except for the rules and announcements and the pub and the live stream, are private in a way that you can't talk into them unless you get vetted. And to get vetted, you just come and hang out and prove you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, prove
just-
it.
we just
Are you
have
an
to-
asshole? Prove it.
We have to know about your existence for a little while.
Yeah.
Prove a
Unless you're
negative
like,
right now.
I can't remember.
Sorry.
Mr. T85, where we inherently already knew.
Well, yeah,
I
we
knew
both
him.
we both
Yeah,
have
we-
known
yeah,
him
we
for
both-
like
yeah.
a decade, over a
Actually,
decade.
our family has called us triplets. Me, BGM, and Mr. T85. So what's funny is he joins the channel.
Triplets from another mother.
3 mothers.
Mother.
so he joins the channel, and I just didn't think of it. So it took me like 48 hours to vet him, and I actually know this guy personally.
I mean, I could have vetted him, and so could have Doxy.
I know, but I just
forgot.
it completely slipped my mind. So hey, Mr. T85, sorry about that.
Wah, wah.
Okay, so
Yes,
you
sir.
found out what rubber duck debugging
I
is.
did.
Now
You were
I have a
about to
question
say
for you guys.
something. Or what?
And
wrote-
I've been doing it my whole entire programming.
You just didn't know what the term was.
Life. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
never heard the term. Right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you know, so what I've been doing now, so I don't forget by Friday, I've been writing down questions that I have for you guys, so that I can actually remember to ask of them. Okay.
What are they?
So the question that I asked, I put them in my Google Keep. So, but the question that I have to ask for you guys now is,
Question number 1.
well, it's only one question.
Oh, jeez.
So every now and then, I can't use my biometrics on my phone, and I'm forced to enter in the PIN.
Is it wet?
Huh?
Like, is your finger
Hold,
wet?
hold on.
No. Like,
Why are you using biometrics to lock your phone, dude? They can use the Fourth Amendment to have you unlock the phone if you do that.
yeah, that's why. Okay, so I actually turn all that shit off when I'm passing airport security. I know.
Yeah, except what if you get, like, pulled over?
They can do it whenever, right? I know. I get it. I don't know. Maybe this is a give and take.
You gave me a weird look. If you have biometric lock on your phone,
Yeah.
law enforcement can compel you to unlock it by placing your finger, doing any kind of biometric unlock.
Right.
But
they
if you have a
can't.
password, they can't compel you to.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
Something that's actually more secure. So here's the thing: biometrics are more secure from a technological standpoint, but less secure from a legal standpoint,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that
Because,
fucking
like,
crazy?
wasn't there there was a case about, like, shooter's dead, but he has his
the
phone, and then they're
Colorado,
just like,
not
could
Colorado.
they?
I thought it was
well,
San Bernardino.
So,
San
I think it was.
so
That's
there-
it, that's
it was
it.
like that, but or was it that
think
that they
it's-
were referring to, where they are like, well, his body was right there. We should have just unlocked it with his fingerprint right then and there. But since they didn't do that, they got locked up, and that's why they had to contact, who was it, Israel, Iran? I'm sorry, I don't know which
Something like
hacker.
that.
It was
I mean,
Israel.
this
Okay.
is an old story. It's
Yeah.
like
No,
2 years old.
no, but
Yeah.
it was San Bernardino, and it was Israel that the feds ended up contacting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's funny because it's more technologically safe, but less from a legal standpoint.
Sorry to derail.
No, that's fine. Good for clarification, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so yes, I do use biometrics because I would like to think that there's a small chance that I get pulled over, or get stopped at the customs, but it depends on how much travel I do. In any case, every now and then, my biometric stops working, and it says, or I get a message on my phone that says, "Use your PIN to unlock now, and you can use biometrics later." Now, I haven't restarted my phone, so it's not like a use your PIN the first time to unlock. It just randomly
What are you doing? What's in your pockets with your phone?
nothing. I don't keep anything in my the pocket that I have my phone in. I never keep anything in there except for my contacts and
Do you
contacts. list.
keep the phone face out like this, or do you keep it face in, like screen out?
I keep it screened to my thigh.
Okay, that's very bizarre. I don't know.
Why would it be
I
the other
guess-
way?
Well, because if it's close enough to your body, it might detect the warmth and try and do something.
Oh, like it's
okay.
trying to do the
Yeah.
I
fingerprint.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so
And after
I
you do it like 5 times, it's like, nope, I need your pin now.
I
Yeah.
see what you're saying, but I brought this up with Doxy and Satchel at lunch when he learned about rubber ducking. I posed the question to them, and they were saying like maybe if you're doing frequent unlocks, they want to just make sure that it's you, or if they.
I
Are,
never get that.
So you never get it though,
So
right?
my-
Well, but now, are
my-
you? Oh, sorry.
No.
Are you usually in the same place?
Right.
Because what I was thinking is maybe if he travels all over the place, if suddenly he's unlocking his phone in a place he hasn't been before,
I travel just as much as somebody.
well, then never mind. I'm wrong.
Well, these were just things that we
That's
were
a good idea, though.
right. I was
So
that
thinking
could
my,
definitely be
my
a-
old phone used to do that. Like randomly, the biometrics wouldn't work, and I'd have to unlock it. But I chalked that up to just the technology wasn't quite there yet. We were still making strides, but also my phone liked to get hot sometimes, and I noticed that a lot of times it got really hot. The biometrics didn't work.
See, so these are things that I kind of have to maybe pay more attention to.
Yeah.
But
That was my old phone, my G5, which I don't know where that went. Actually, I
you
my
just
G5.
lost your old phone.
Like a G5, like a G5. Anyway,
All right, so I don't know. I just wanted to see if you guys had any maybe ideas
I
on
had
why.
a weird thought when you were talking about the fingerprint stuff. I know BGM and you both dabble. You dabble in Automate. You dabble in Tasker and Automate. I use 2 appendages to unlock my phone. But what if I used a different set, but that set that unlocks my phone, it would wipe it.
Oh,
via
that is
automation.
exactly what I was just thinking of.
Oh,
Like,
So instead, so if like law enforcement compels you, instead of picking up and unlocking with
Holy
this
shit,
hand,
that's a
you
great
unlock,
idea.
If
That's
you
a
unlock
really
it with
good
the
idea.
other hand,
Yeah.
it locks it down, like hardware lock.
I think
So,
there is a lock screen. I
using-
think that you can do that with a pin. Like if you put in one pin, it unlocks, and you put in another pin, it wipes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing something about that. What were you saying?
They do that for house alarms. Sorry,
I just know that with Automate, the only way you can access security functions is if you have a rooted phone. So with Automate, you would need a rooted phone. I don't know about Tasker.
Oh, speaking of which, remember last time when I tried to use Automate and it wouldn't let me send out picture messages? I was on Sprint at that time. Now I'm on T-Mobile, so I think I want to give Automate another chance.
Yeah,
and
I
see
was
if I
able
can
to
do.
send out images.
Yeah, I want to see if I can do the
was
thing that
one
you were
of-
doing.
That was one of the first things I ever wrote in Audible. Was a script to automate annoying one of my friends by sending her pictures. Like
Yeah, and I wanna
every
do
random,
that.
Every random set of time between 2 and 6 hours, it would just send her a random picture from Reddit/r/me IRL.
Yeah, and I want to do that. I want to. Yeah. So
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on maybe what was up with the phone and whatever. But things I have to pay attention to, right? Heat concerns, maybe where I am, but now I'm kind of with what Zenify was saying. Maybe that's not so plausible, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Are your hands really greasy?
No,
Do you use a lot of moisturizer?
no. So
Do you put lotion on its skin?
Do you like George Wendt?
Jesus Christ.
Does it put lotion on its skin?
Do you like movies about George Wendt putting lotion on his skin?
Oh, so these were all Silence of the Lambs
Do you use
references?
Jarkins? That's my Buffalo Bill impersonation.
Oh, okay.
Do you use Jarkins?
Sounds a lot like Detective Stottlemyre from Monk. It's weird.
All right. Let's see. Do you guys have any? We have a couple of topics, right? A couple of articles that we wanted to discuss.
Yeah, Zenify, you brought something up.
Which one? I can't remember.
You brought a thing. It's got Ajit Pai's face on it. No,
Oh,
wait, no, that was
that was
Satchel.
mine.
That was
With the
Satchel.
FCC.
Yep.
Do you want to? Let's go with that one.
Let's go with that one. I don't have the link up though.
What that is? Oh, Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
That's your thing. That's
So
interesting.
basically, the gist of it is that during the whole run up to the to rolling back the net neutrality thing, they said that they had had a DDoS attack and used that as one of the justifications for restricting net neutrality. Right. Well, apparently now everybody is saying that didn't happen, and the FCC is just like, no comment. But the contractors that were directly involved with it, former FCC official.
What DDoS attack did they say?
So it was when they were looking for the comments from everybody. They were like they opened their website to comments.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh my God, we've been DDoS." They were just trying to
That's
limit.
not a DDoS. They just can't handle the bandwidth. I mean, on Reddit, that's called the hug of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So was it a hug of death or was it just?
It was a hug of death.
Yeah.
It wasn't a DDoS attack. There wasn't a distributed. Well, I guess a DOS isn't distributed, but it wasn't a distributed attack from Zombie. It was just people trying to get in to write a comment. It was people.
Distributed hug.
Yeah, that's what it was. On Reddit, it's called the hug of death.
But the way that the article is posing it though, are they saying that it was intentional by the FCC to take their shit down?
Okay, so the FCC
Is what I was
official
getting at.
originally issued false statements to reporters claiming a cyber attack hobbled the agency's comment system, and the ex-chairman ordered it kept quiet. And that guy is now backpedaling amid scrutiny by lawmakers and a wholesale denial by the former chairman himself. So in other words, basically Tom Wheeler saying, well, that didn't exactly happen.
Happened the way it was discussed earlier.
Exactly. They said after the comment system was battered by traffic in June 2014, David Bray repeatedly misportrayed the case, claiming a malicious attack was responsible. But until Commissioner Ajit Pai was appointed chairman of the agency in early 2017, Bray could only propagate his claims as an anonymous source, contradicting the findings of his agency's own independent security contractors. So basically, they're like, yeah, that didn't really.
Well, also, I kind of want to just point out that a DDoS will happen even if net neutrality is rolled back, because net neutrality only applies to American ISPs, and DDoSs are worldwide.
Yeah.
For some reason,
If you have a public-facing website, a DDoS will still happen.
in your monologue there, I never realized. I guess Ajit Pai's only been chairman since early 2017.
Yeah.
He was appointed by Trump. Yeah.
One of
what
one
a
of his first orders of business was to do.
I
what
don't
he
know
did.
why. I mean, we've talked about it so much, the whole everything, and I've watched all the press. I just never realized that it's only been a fucking year.
The president appoints a new board, a new FCC board every time they get what's the word?
Elected?
No, they're not elected. They're appointed.
When they sign in.
Inaugurated.
Inaugurated. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when the president's inaugurated, they get to sign in a new FCC board.
Hmm.
And it's usually 3-2, whatever the president's party is. So Obama had a 3-2 Democrat FCC, and Trump has a 3-2 Republican FCC.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I never realized that before.
And just point of fact, the two that voted against rolling back net neutrality were the two Democrats.
Yeah.
No kid.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then,
Yeah, so basically, right at this point, they've just completely stonewalled any requests for comment, and they're just like, no, we're not going to talk about that anymore.
Well, you can't comment their sites down. I'm just kidding.
Probably that damn DDoS.
Yeah.
all right. So, other
So
than
they're
that,
just lying. They're
what's-
just
what's
straight up
the-
lies.
Yeah.
next article? Is that
You want to talk about your Facebook one or your?
I mean, my Facebook one was more so.
Your Google
We have the Google
Um,
one,
Yeah, you have the Google one.
I have the Google one
the
too.
Google military
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't read that much into that one as I probably should have before discussing about it. But that one I just found interesting that
I have it pulled up here.
there's a bunch of so Google didn't because last week we actually discussed the recognition thing for Amazon's.
Oh right,
you know,
right.
facial recognition. This one isn't more so facial recognition, but using drone videos and AI to still do facial identification. Google's not really doing it. It doesn't. I mean, I guess Amazon's not pushing it like obviously consumer. Amazon was pushing it for more law enforcement, and then Google's doing military. But there was a bunch of backlash, and Google's like, we're not going to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm so cynical. I feel that they're still doing it. They just publicly said they're not doing it, and it's under a different project name now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So I saw that they had released, Google had released, I don't really know what to call it, but basically what their code of ethics is going to be.
Regarding this project?
Regarding all projects that they take on going forward. I can't find it right now. But it was essentially just like, we're going to be open and honest with you, and anything that can cause harm to others, we're going to take a serious look at and make sure it's really necessary. It was a little bit of wiggle.
Make sure it's really necessary for who?
Yeah.
Their wallets.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure how to end that sentence.
What's in your wallet?
Shareholders.
Sorry, I had
Yeah.
to, I had to,
Lobbyists.
shareholders.
Yeah.
I had to pull that commercial. Sorry.
Yeah. So they did kind of like put some stakes down as far as like, like here's what we're going to do and not do, but it was a little bit, there's some wiggle room in there.
Okay.
So I have another article that was also shared. I think this one was by you, Zenify. It is this article's on Yahoo. The title is Google retreating from the military AI project reports. This is a report.
Do you think the protests from their employees had anything to do with
That's what this article is mentioning. It did say that the collaboration with the U.S. Department of Defense was said to have sparked rebellion against or inside within the company.
Yeah, it was like thousands of people quoting the "Don't be evil" motto that Google itself
But
has.
that's why they removed it, BGM.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
I don't know why. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I can't speak for them, is what I'm saying.
It sounded like Iago from
Iago.
from
I'm going to work on that
Aladdin.
impression now.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, so I have to be like Gilbert Gottfried now.
No.
Did you ever see? Okay,
No.
totally unrelated, total tangent. But did you ever see?
why I removed it, BGM.
Did you ever see Gilbert Gottfried reads 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
That was
Oh my
so
God.
good.
Okay, I'm not gonna get into that, but holy shit, that was hilarious. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Slight little like memory unlock for some reason with your impressions. I just remembered that video that when you and I were working together of the phone tap thing that we posted to your Instagram.
Oh yeah. So so I was configuring a phone. It was a Polycom device, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like tap 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 tap, and I'm looking at the camera, and I'm like, it's a phone tap. Get it? No.
It's the dumbest thing.
I don't know if the microphone's
I don't
picking it
know.
up.
Let's clarify.
Back it up.
Let's just
Podcast
clarify.
over.
Yeah.
It was me sitting there and him doing that to get my attention, and then he goes, "Oh, we should put this on Instagram," and then he made me film it
It's a phone tap. Yeah,
wait,
I
wait.
made him film it.
against my will.
Real quick, we're all here, right? We're missing Doxy.
We are.
Oh, man,
Are we
We're
missing
missing
him
Doxy.
though? Huh.
However,
I'm kidding.
in
I'm kidding. I
Discord-
miss you,
question.
Doxy.
In Discord, it says he's playing Hunt Showdown.
He's been playing Hunt Showdown for the last
Really?
24 hours. Though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. No, I think he was idling.
He was playing
Yeah.
it this morning.
Does he just leave his games
Yeah,
like
he
open
does.
I
all
think
day?
he does.
He never.
He
He
says
never
that he
closes?
does.
And then I don't think he's actually ever complained about this. I was about to do some fake news, but he's definitely I'd imagine his room gets really hot from his computer constantly having
I
games.
would imagine
loaded
that too.
Yeah.
Does
I was
he
gonna
play
say
from
he
his
bitches
laptop,
about
or
it
does he
being
have a
hot in his
desktop?
room. But
I
he
want
never
to
said
quote
that.
you.
Does he have a
Zenvi.
desktop, or does he
I was about to do
play
fake
from
news.
his laptop?
What's up?
Does he have a desktop?
No, he got a desktop.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
he
does.
he does
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
full
yeah.
rig.
He just leaves it.
Yeah.
He just leaves it open with games
I don't
running
know.
the entire time.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be streaming. He has a bunch. It's a stream-ready computer.
Does he have a camera on
he had-
24/7?
Oh no, he doesn't have a camera on.
That would be
24/7.
crazy.
Not by
Big
his
Brother
control.
Doxy.
Huh?
We could do like Big Brother Doxy edition.
Big Brother.
There we go.
Yeah, and then we just see him walking around with his underwear. I don't want to see it.
I think it'd be fairly. I don't know actually, because he has the Razer camera that has the light circle beam around it. I don't know if that
yeah.
automatically turns on every time the camera turns on. So like you have the blue indicator light
Yeah, yeah.
whenever your webcam's on.
Yeah.
What if that one turned on? You're like, that's definitely looking at me now.
It sounds like we have a super secret yet public.
I just saw like, all right, this guy cancels last minute on coming onto the show, and he's sitting there playing Hunt Showdown
What
on
is
Discord.
this all about?
What's that all about?
Maybe he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I didn't realize he keeps his games open all the time. God, his Steam
no.
hours must be like way inaccurate.
I want to see
Yeah.
what. Well, no, actually, because he does a lot of Overwatch. He leaves Overwatch on a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't think Overwatch.
But do they count your hours when you're in the lobby?
BattleNet.
And
Yeah,
Steam
BattleNet
does.
does.
Does
Does
BattleNet?
it still use BattleNet?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean like does Blizzard? Because I remember they're
Yeah.
trying to phase out BattleNet.
No, they're incorporating more games that aren't even their IP or their
I'm
IPs.
I'm wrong.
Like
on
they have
everything.
Everything.
they're
I'm
putting
always
the
wrong.
new Call of Duty Battle Royale game. Actually, we'll just have a Battle Royale mode.
Everything is a battle royale.
Yeah, but they're putting Call of Duty into Battle Royale. They put Destiny in there. I
Candy
can't
Crush
remember.
Battle Royale.
Candy Crush.
People are
Battle
saying the new Fallout 76 might be a battle royale. I'm
I
like, yeah,
don't-
try it.
I don't think that's gonna. I don't think they're gonna.
I think it's just online, but I don't think it's battle royale.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like an online, like survival / settlement building.
I'm kind of
of
expecting
thing.
like Borderlands, but you can build settlements.
Well, ever
Like,
since Oblivion, Bethesda's been like including like settlement building. First it was house building, and now it's like whole settlement. And it's all janky. There's a lot of jank involved, so I think they're trying to get the rust down.
there's like a couple different mods that you gotta get, but the amount of logic gates that you can build with the Fallout settlement builder,
Yeah.
freaking crazy.
Well, you can build every logic gate with Minecraft's Redstone.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw
Dude,
these
that's
people.
crazy,
I saw.
yeah.
I've seen these people build actual working computers.
Yeah, 8-bit computers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I
Nuts.
Yeah.
I had mine set up to where all I had to do is just come back and drop everything into one single chest in Fallout, and I had this big conveyor belt thing that would sort it all out. Here's wood. Here's
Isn't
aluminum.
that one of the expansions?
Um,
One of the expansions adds conveyor belts, I think.
this workshop or something like that.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Kind of on topic, I
Yes,
guess, with
back on
video
topic,
games.
yes.
No, not back on topic. We're remaining on topic with the video games.
Stay on this
We're
topic.
going. We're going hard line on this tangent.
Let's do it.
Do you guys know what next Tuesday is?
Patch
E3.
Wednesday.
E3.
Or, never
E3.
mind, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Do you know what next Tuesday is? Patch Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
I meant
Nailed
to say
it,
Patch
man.
Tuesday. I meant to
it.
say Patch Tuesday. I don't know why I said Wednesday. And then
E3's coming.
I stood there, but I sat there for like a second. I was just like, I am actually an idiot. Like usually when I say something
You got a new
stupid,
soundbite.
no.
I am actually an idiot.
New intro next week.
No. Usually, when you guys make fun of me, I try to defend myself, and I fail, but I still try to defend myself.
You try
This
really
time,
hard.
I said something stupid, like, do you know what Tuesday is? And I'm like, Patch Wednesday. And I sat there, and I'm like, no, they're right. Like, this is me.
Am I the bad guy this whole time?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, I only thought of.
Anyway, carry on. What is next Tuesday?
Yes.
It's
Well, we've already
E3.
answered it. It's E3.
Oh, you said it. My bad. I'm stuck in my
The
head.
biggest week in video games.
Yeah, so it's just E3 next week, and I was only reminded of that because you mentioned Borderlands, and Borderlands 3 was
Yeah, there's like a
pre-leaked
huge
announced.
Walmart leak.
Yeah. I'm super stoked for that.
I still think they're going to do something Borderlands related, but it won't be called Borderlands.
They're
It'll be
probably
like-
going to do another Tales of the Borderlands.
Perimeter places.
or like Border World. I heard was kicked around.
Really?
Yeah.
How original?
Huh.
I don't know.
So Facebook deleting account versus
Oh yeah,
deactivating.
that was just so
See, like that's
last
a segue. That's just a hard.
a-
It's
That
a
was
hard.
back into a
it's
different industry.
It's not even a crossfade. It's just a hard cut.
Yeah.
We were talking about this now.
Yeah, last week I was just sitting at my desk at work and I was talking to one of my friends, and I was just like, we were talking about Facebook, and I still had mine active, and then I was like, it was a random like click in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna delete this, and I just went straight to it and deleted it. Didn't think of any questions of it because like it's been a long time. Like I don't know why I never thought to delete it, but then I realized you don't actually delete it, obviously. Like, it's just deactivation, and they kind of phrase everything around deleting. And there's nowhere in the settings that actually has you delete it. You have to find a page that's not listed, like, in your settings, like the deactivation is, to actually delete your Facebook. And then even once you do that, you have like 3 days to reactivate it before it actually starts the alleged deletion process, and then
A cooldown period.
Wait. Starting the alleged deletion process.
I say
how long do you
alleged-
think it's going to take,
It's
though?
like a
Well, no,
cooldown
they
period
claim-
when you want to get a gun.
Yeah, right.
They claim it's like 3 days, and then you can't reactivate it. It's deleted, but I don't fucking believe that.
No, I don't
Your
believe
data
that
is
at
still all there.
Your data
Yeah.
is stored forever.
You still have an AdSense
The only thing
tag
that's going to
here.
delete the data is a giant magnet from space.
Yeah, and your data is spread across so many data centers now.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Can you post the link in our live stream chat
Yeah, once I
to
find it again.
actually delete
Yeah.
Facebook profile? Because I feel like that would be useful
I think so, too.
for some BGMs out there. I mean, people out
For
there.
some BGMs.
So I'll have to look for it.
Some
So you
people.
guys are gonna have to go ahead and talk.
well, okay, so... Oh, good.
Well, yeah, we still have one more. I think EFF posted an article exposing this thing called HART.
Oh, yeah, H-A-R-T.
Yeah, HART. Let me pull up the article. It's Homeland Advanced Recognition Technology. And I'm just going to read the first two paragraphs of this article because they're very short and poignant. It says, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, is quietly building what will likely become the largest database of biometric and biographic data on citizens and foreigners in the United States. The agency's new Homeland Advanced Recognition Technology, or HART, database will include multiple forms of biometrics, from face recognition to DNA, data from questionable sources, and highly personal data on innocent people. It will be shared with federal agencies outside of DHS, as well as state and local law enforcement and foreign governments, and yet we still know very little about it. The records DHS plans to include in HART will chill and deter people from exercising their First Amendment protected rights to speech, assemble, and associate. Data like face recognition makes it possible to identify and track people in real time, including at lawful political protests and other gatherings. Other data DHS is planning to collect, including information about people's, quote, relationship patterns, unquote, from officer encounters with the public, can be used to identify political affiliations, religious activities, and familial and friendly relationships. These data points are also frequently colored by conjecture and bias. The article does go on to say that the face recognition rollout is especially concerning. The agency uses mobile biometric devices that can identify faces and capture data in the field, allowing its ICE immigration and CBP customs officers to scan everyone with whom they come into contact, whether or not these people are suspected of any criminal activity or immigration violation. DHS is partnering with airlines and other third parties to collect face images from travelers entering and leaving the U.S., and when combined with data from other government agencies, these troubling collection practices will allow DHS to build a database large enough to identify and track all people in all public places without their knowledge, not just in places the agency oversees, like airports, but everywhere there are cameras.
Yeah, so everywhere there's cameras and including their body cameras that are on
Yeah.
the officers themselves.
Yeah.
So wait, are those actively
just
fed?
by being in America, you no longer have First Amendment protected rights because everything is being tracked and recorded and will be used against you.
So those cameras, I wonder, I'm kind of associating this with, like Twitch TV, like the gaming streaming platform. They provide high viewership streamers with a backpack that allows them to live stream in the world constantly. Do you think like these officers are getting how does that data, do they have to take their vest off and put the camera to upload all their data, or is that actually like a feed?
Like a live
Like a
feed?
3G or 4G radio.
Right
that's
now,
just
right now,
constantly-
body cams are take them off and upload.
That's interesting.
Maybe they'd be moving to some sort of live feed cloud storage solution or
Can you
something.
imagine the
That's what
bandwidth on the
Where's,
ISP that's
where's all the storage going? How
well,
would they
one, where's all the
store
storage? But then two, if they're uploading that video, depending on the quality,
And then how long is it retained?
yeah.
Well, I mean, there are probably companies out there. Maybe IBM has invented a petabyte drive, and that would be enough to house body cam footage from all over the country.
Yeah.
You know,
It's interesting. I wonder if there's going to be some sort of for local law enforcement. I know our local law enforcement here in Metro, they wear body cameras. I don't think they're all actually I don't want to say dictated to, but they're told
there's
to.
no mandate.
But I don't know if that's a better word. I don't know if they're mandated to wear them, but if they will those body cameras be uploaded to a national database? Is that what happens here, or is it all up to the local agency to find and figure out their own storage medium?
No, it would be some sort of central collection if the DHS is trying to round up all of this data.
See, and this is why I feel like we're almost post-security.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty tough already because with our phones, if I'm holding my phone like this, just chatting with you, there's two cameras looking at me and the other side, and I don't know if it's fucking doing it.
And a microphone picking up the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about biometric security. You can't have biometric security if your face is
Is the
if your
biometric.
face and your fingerprints and your eyes and your voice, everything is on record and can be called up at anybody's whim.
Yeah, because then anybody can use that as
Yeah.
my voice is my passport. Right.
I mean, that's nuts to me.
That's too much, yeah.
I mean,
I always bring up Huxley's Brave New World because, the downfall of society was an apathetic people. It was people willing to give up their securities for a little bit more convenience. And I feel like we're way past the point where we're heading in that direction.
Yeah.
We're just going all in that direction. Because when we get to this threshold, you're right, there is no such thing as security.
yeah.
There is no privacy anymore for anybody. Unless you're not living in this country or somehow off a grid by not using any kind of data and not being around any cameras. You're living
Okay, so
in a tree.
Yeah, if you live in a tree, then you're fine.
Yeah.
so I never read Brave New World, but
Did
in
you
that
go to school?
yeah, but it wasn't required reading for me. What? Well, I mean,
it was required reading for me.
To Kill a Mockingbird, those were, of Mice and Men, that was required, but I never was required to read Brave New World. But my
book.
question to you then is, in that book, were there outliers or martyrs or people going against the grain of that apathy?
Not really. It wasn't a very happy book.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well,
So in this, so you read these a couple paragraphs.
I read
here.
the first two paragraphs and then the first one under the impetus,
Okay.
impinge on
So
First
I'm
Amendment
looking
rights.
at a little section here that seems kind of alarming. It says DHS plans to include additional records in HART that could be based on or impact the First Amendment protected speech and activity. How does that not automatically get shut down somewhere if they literally said they're going to?
Well, I think it's because-
intend-
Rights are just an uncomfortable truth for the DHS at this point.
but a lot of people don't, like the article states, a lot of people don't know that this
An
thing is even
inconvenient truth.
in existence, right? So how can you have a protest against this when you don't know it exists, right?
Well,
Except there's
this
got to be
is-
lawmakers looking at this going, hey, whoa,
Well,
what the fuck?
I mean, something like this probably took years of planning, but we're just learning about it now. I mean, EFF has this big thing about it, but the rollout is planned for next year.
The rollout's planned, and then it's a 5-year rollout? 4-year rollout.
Two-year rollout.
Oh, Jesus.
2019
Yeah,
to
it's
2021.
That sucks.
So next year, over the next 3 years, we're going to have this huge rollout where it's 4 phases, and then after phase 4, that's it. No more privacy. That's ridiculous.
I mean,
You walk into any place, you're going to be in 7, 8 different databases.
Yeah, you're saying like, aren't there senators looking at this? Yeah, they're the same senators that are getting paid by AT&T.
Yeah.
Another reason why I don't think lobbying should be allowed.
Amen.
It's legal bribery.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which makes it amazing that Dinesh DSouza got caught for bribery. It's so easy to bribe people.
Yeah.
It's almost completely legal.
I can't be bribed.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
We got a Popeyes down the street. I guarantee I can get you to say some stuff for Popeyes.
I'm going to take my Red Bull away now. All right. That is
I
very scary.
included the link to this in our chat, and we'll include it on the website when we post this episode. But read this article and just understand what's going to happen. There's always ways. There are always ways to roll back things like this. And
Are there though?
I mean, it seems
But-
so.
yeah,
I mean, before
yeah.
before Edward Snowden did the whole thing he did, I mean, Prism was there. Like, we didn't know about it, but it was there doing everything. So is there a way to roll back this after it goes into place? Like, they're just going to change the name and just keep it from
Not when
Prism?
there's-
populace.
It's no longer called Prism. It's called Prison.
Not when there's money in the data collecting.
Yeah.
And there is
Okay,
money
that's
in
true.
the data collection.
Yeah. Okay,
See,
that's true.
Aren't we so happy on this podcast?
Yeah,
we have
need-
good news.
I need to tell some dick jokes or something, man.
Duck jokes.
Duck
Duck
jokes. Duck
jokes.
jokes. Yes.
duck jokes.
Anyways. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
That sucks.
So
We're post security. I mean, honestly.
You think we're already there?
I if we're not there, we are teetering on the edge, and no one seems to be
no, I
pumping
think
the brakes.
we're well past that mark
Yeah,
because this is being rolled out. It's not planned. It's being rolled out.
it's not one day we'll all have flying cars. It's like
It's
electric cars are a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Are you all ready for the lightning round?
that's what
No,
it was
because I
called.
think we have one more thing to talk about. I don't know if you mentioned it.
What?
Is there a particular reason you're wearing your DEF CON shirt?
Oh, fuck. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. Announcement. I will be
Jesus.
speaking at DEF CON. I can't believe I forgot
How
that.
did you not?
I think
No,
that's why you wore your DEF CON shirt today.
Congratulations.
Specifically, I won't be in one of the main tracks. I will be speaking at the Recon Village. So
Those
that,
are always the fun ones.
those are, it's kind of interesting because 2 years ago I spoke at DC 101. Excuse me.
You did a Sky Talk.
No,
3
that
years
was
ago.
3 years ago, right?
3 years ago.
So 2 years ago, I did a DC 101 talk on Thursday, and that was the biggest audience I've ever spoken to. I think there was like 800 people, which is really, really cool. Don't
It was
get
a
me
huge
wrong.
auditorium.
It was big, like really, really big, and it was the biggest audience that I've ever spoken to.
We were in the second.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
were,
we were.
but there's something, you kind of lose that intimacy with the audience at a certain level, right? Like where you kind of just look out into a sea of faces and like everybody's paying attention to you, but you don't get to connect.
Well, with crowds
Really.
that big, you kind of just accidentally start focusing heavily on like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, exactly. But which kind of further is my point, right? Like you're not really connecting with everybody. You're connecting with a few people, and then later after they hit you up for Q&A, right? Well, I don't know what the setup is going to be like this year, but I am speaking at Recon Village. I don't know how many people will be in that track. So this will be very interesting. I'm very excited. And the work that I'll be speaking on is a derivative of my Sky Talks speech from 3 years ago. Now that one was called Automate Your Stalking. This one is called Stalker in a Haystack. So I'm doing the opposite side. How do you find your stalkers out there? Because remember what I said out there, Ianus, I am not a stalker. So I want to prove that by showing you how to, find who's stalking you. Okay, that's what the talk is about. So
Well, congrats, dude.
thank you guys.
I'm
I'm
looking forward to
very
it.
excited. I
To seeing
cannot wait.
I think I'll be there.
Cool. It's gonna be awesome.
So now another funny thing though too is that I actually submitted the same talk to Sky Talks, and I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. So
Can you do a double?
well, I
feature?
talked to Recon Village about it. I said, hey guys, thank you very, very much. I also submitted this to Sky Talks, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. And according to Recon Village, as long as it's okay with Sky Talks, I can speak at both, as long as there's no scheduling conflict. So I could maybe do the same presentation twice. I have no idea. I have no.
Is Sky Talks recorded in public?
Sky
No.
Talks is not recorded,
No.
but Recon Village is.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
that may be why it couldn't be in both places, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't know the rules here. I'm waiting for the coordinators of DC Sky Talks to get back to me. But either way, I will be speaking. So
Yeah, regardless,
I am excited.
Pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's
Can't
awesome.
wait to see it.
So actually, yes, and BGM, thank you. You said you'd be auditing my code because I suck at coding.
Is he gonna
I
also
just-
do some illustrations for you again? For your PowerPoint?
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah.
So 2 years ago, I hated the memes and the gifs that I saw on Google image search. So I was like, BGM, can you draw stuff for me with this concept and this
They were
concept?
great.
And they were awesome. So I might have him do that again. They were stick figures and it was great.
I can't draw. So
Very
that was
cool.
part of
That's
the
the
charm.
funny part, right?
Nice. Awesome.
So man, thank you because I did
Yeah.
completely forget. It's
I
been
thought
a
that's
week.
why you wore your DEF CON shirt.
Oh no, this is just because I wanted to wear my DEF CON shirt.
See, I would have just planned.
DEF CON and Nights, DEF CON and Nights. Look at that. All Vegas,
you
bitches. All right.
Sick. So we need to, before lightning round, circle back to something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we had somebody in the chat was asking what exactly I meant by post security. Just that security is not really an option for most people, and I don't know how far I'm going with this, but it's basically the idea that the horses are out of the barn. It's like, if you can walk down the street and boom, you're added to a database, and every person you talk to, boom, they're added to your circle of friends or whatever, then the horse is out of the barn. Now, whether that means we should just say screw it and change all our passwords to ABC123 or what, I don't know.
Well,
I'm still using 2FA on my accounts.
Yeah.
But
So, is there any way, like, what if I had like an apple and I went back into the barn? Can I bring the horses back in there and lock them back in, or no?
see, well, that's the thing
I
with
like how you're continuing with the analogy.
with power. It's never a thing that you can pull back.
So it's like
without-
once the water is spilled, water won't return to its glass.
Yeah, exactly. You can't put the toothpaste back into the tube.
Not yet.
and Any
Welcome to
other
metaphor of the podcast.
any other metaphors you can possibly think of? Yeah,
Entropy exists. There.
entropy is a thing.
The
Yes.
ultimate metaphor.
You can't
Yeah.
unmix coffee. You can't unspill an egg or crack an egg. You can't unspill milk.
That's how entropy works.
There you go.
I'm kind of sad
It
about
only
that.
goes in one direction.
Yep. So that is kind of
The entropy of security. Ooh.
Once you give someone the power to be able to scan a population and tell you, oh, we think this guy might be responsible for some bad things. Well, then if you try to go against that, oh, well, this guy clearly wants bad things to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's called fear mongering.
This whole FOSTA SESTA thing, they came out was like, oh, this is to help end sex trafficking.
Hello, Fosta. Hello, Sesta.
But what it really is, it's like, hey, now we can tell Craigslist what they can and can't post. It's basically the erosion of safe harbor, which has been around since what, 98?
Yeah.
DCMA? Whatever. But so like it's kind of I don't know if we're post security. I don't know. I'm really surprised that it happened so fast.
All right. Well, you brought up like, do we change our passwords? I don't think having all this information gathered about you is definitely insecure, and that people can infer all of your passwords essentially
Absolutely.
by your relationships. But you're not giving out your passwords to your bank account still.
True.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why I say I don't know.
I would
to what
say still strive and hold on to whatever securities you can.
Don't give up.
I guess I guess the point is to know how secure it is. It's basically the equivalent of a master lock that you bought at Walmart in their crappy section, the crappy master lock. That's what you're putting on your computer. Whenever you lock it, I don't care if it's 2FA
It's like
or whatever.
master lock, but the S is like a 5.
Yeah, Math 5 lock. That's every encryption now is essentially that.
That's the Chinese
will,
brand.
It'll
Well,
keep
I mean,
somebody.
if they put backdoors in encryption, there is no encryption anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. It's strong enough to keep someone who's walking by from logging into your account real quick, but beyond that, anyone who wants to get in is going to get in.
Oh yeah, that's a premise I say with everything. If
Yeah.
you have a threat actor that's determined enough,
Right.
shit, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do.
But now they don't even have to be that determined. That's kind of my point.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
They're getting everything.
Yeah.
They're just Sucking the whole thing up.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a milkshake. I don't know what you thought this was, but no.
Hey man, I don't know. I
That's
don't
a huge
know.
straw. This must be like a thick malted shake.
I'm not
is,
gonna
it
say
is.
anything, but man,
I mean, that's I don't know how y'all. Whatever.
That
Anyway.
was. Can you do that again?
I'm glad we're back to dick jokes.
So,
It was getting heavy there.
That lightning round's sure looking
Oh my
nice.
God.
Well,
I
all
just
right.
I want to answer one more thing
Yeah,
to the user in the live stream. Yeah, no company is secure at all. That is 100% true.
100% true.
I've personally reviewed several companies who had alleged high security postures, massive security postures. They are in the zone. Fuck no, they're not in the zone. They're breached like 95% of the time.
Right.
You think the big five safe, like Google, Amazon, Yahoo?
I mean,
Microsoft.
if we're
Yeah,
talking-
Yahoo's totally secure.
If we're talking on a scale of like Google,
Apple.
yeah, they might have core and critical systems like fairly secure and good, but there's parts and sections of them that are definitely someone sitting somewhere.
The reason why I bring that up is because this guy I first saw on Numberphile, the YouTube channel Numberphile.
Yeah,
His
love
name
that
is Tom Scott.
Mm.
He has his own channel, and he did this talk where he imagined that one person did one minor change on a Google code rollout, and the entire infrastructure got
Really?
destroyed, and all passwords. Like the change was for 30 seconds. They just had a return true whenever it checked for passwords, so that like
Oh wow.
you can log in without, you just type in a username and there you go, you'll have access.
But how-
for 30 seconds, and he talked about how that would spiral out of control and
Wait,
destroy
did
the
they-
entire
did something like this
infrastructure of
happen,
Google.
or
No,
it was
it's
just alleged?
It's a hypothetical
Oh,
talk
hypothetical.
that he gave, and it's
Oh.
really good. It's a really good talk.
That was on Numberphile?
No,
Or computer
it's,
fi-
it's
that's
the
right.
guy
By
from
Scott.
That's right.
it's from a guy who was on Numberphile.
Okay, yeah.
He has his own YouTube channel, and he gave this talk, and it's really cool. It's like for just 30 seconds, if this one thing fails, the entire infrastructure goes away, and it's nuts.
Interesting.
Wow.
I
Definitely
do-
gonna give that a watch.
Will never understand. I'm
I'll
not going to go
find
on,
it and I'll put it in our live stream channel.
I'm not going to go on a rant about this, but I will never understand for the life of me why so many companies want to put everything they have on the GD cloud.
Except, so here's the thing. I may or may not host a on-prem Exchange server, and I sure as fucking wish that bitch was in the cloud, because you have no idea how stressful it is to
I
keep that
understand.
online.
I understand it's stressful, but you have the hardware
Yeah.
in your
no,
control.
it's very true.
You know, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I get it. I get this.
But it needs to be always on, Satchel. I want 4 9s. 4 9s.
You can hire motherfuckers to be there for all 9.
So I posted the
Of the
link.
nines.
I posted a link in the live stream
Yeah,
chat,
yeah.
and the thumbnail reminded me of why everything starts to fail. It's because then you get into, for 30 seconds, you
But-
have access to everybody's email, and then if you have access to their email, you have access to every single one of their accounts, because you could just click forgot password, and now you send it to the email that you now have access to. Now you have access to that account.
And it's it's a trickle
Yeah.
from there.
That's funny. One of the first podcasts I was ever on for here, when we were the other name that we cannot discuss, we were discussing the difference between single point of failure or central point of failure.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Okay, are we now ready for the
So
lightning
I'd
round?
recommend everybody watch this. It's 13 minutes. It's not that long. It's really
No,
good.
I'm going to be watching that one.
Yeah.
So, all right, are we ready for the lightning round?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, for those of you who do not know what the lightning round is, do I know what the lightning round is? Yes, I do.
I have
We are taking the headlines from zdnet.com/topic/security. We are reading the headlines. We are going to give our tweets length of an opinion and maybe where to look or whatever. But we want you to do the research. We want you to figure out things for yourself because, you know, that's what hackers do. And even though this isn't a hackers podcast, we're hackers on it.
I never
Or
got
something.
the lightning round with the tweets length thing because it takes me like an hour to write a tweet.
No, the tweets length it started with 140 characters.
Yeah, I know how it started, but like I have to re-review. I can't just like
You can't.
spit out.
You can't just be like. No.
I
No.
certainly can.
No.
I shouldn't. I can.
I can.
I
I'd be
should.
like, yeah.
I should not.
All right, so here we go. Who's gonna go first?
Me.
All right, BGM. BGM said me. All right, here we go. Password reset flaw at internet giant Frontier allows account takeovers.
Frontier, where 2FA means to forget authentication.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Wait, is the internet giant Frontier or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Frontier
that's the Frontier's
Communications.
name.
Oh,
I thought they were talking about the airline, but no, they said
yeah. I
internet
mean,
first.
there's flaws in everything.
They guessed my password. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Amazing. I have the same
12.
password on my suitcase.
Okay, so I don't want to get into a big thing about this, but aren't passwords like one of the lowest tiers as far as like security technologies or apparatus?
Well, it says in the subtext, two-factor code used to reset an account password could be bypassed.
Well,
Oh, well,
So
even-
there are two factors where it failed. That's why my joke.
Oh, awesome. All right, next one. Here we go. U.S. government takes on botnets and other automated attacks. What the fuck does that mean? Sorry, go ahead.
It means the government's saying thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by a botnet.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Did that fix anything? No. Okay.
no.
Thoughts and prayers.
Hashtag thoughts and prayers.
Hashtag no tall foxes. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought that was your actual hashtag.
They're gonna take on those botnets, and then we're gonna get, now that we have the password, we're gonna use it and crawl through everybody and get the.
You know,
their
you're hiding your
data.
face, but it's still in camera view.
Yeah, I know that was the idea. Because
Oh,
I'm whispering, but
he's
I'm
joking.
including the audience. You see.
Oh, that's like a fourth wall Deadpool kind of thing.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Hey,
All
you're
right.
in on this too.
I got it. Okay. Next one. Here we go. Cybersecurity. Nation state cyber attacks threaten everyone, warns ex-GCHQ boss.
In other news, duh.
That was a lot of big words.
Yeah, so it was.
They're just saying cyber attacks from other countries are a threat to everybody.
Duh.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Fucking retweet.
Hashtag the fucking retweet.
You know, there's a monster under the bed, says the monster repellent spray salesman.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they did mention GCHQ, so it's totally legit.
Oh, totes.
Totes legit. All right. Do you guys want to make this the last article?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Let's
Yeah,
see.
we're already over time. Huh?
Watch out for Google's new look sign-in page. It's not a phishing scam.
It's cool that they're letting people know about this, but if you're trying to fish for people's accounts and your page looks nothing like the login page, you might want to find a day job.
Yeah.
Right?
That seems kind of like
That's
ass
They
backwards.
changed it that
Yeah.
drastically? Or like,
Well, no, I mean, if your login page doesn't look anything like the login page that is current to actually fish at people, why the fuck is this a problem?
yeah.
oh yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, but I've seen that before. I don't understand why they can't get it. Like, why can't they just
'Cause
download
they're
the graphics?
bad.
They
That's what
are.
They're
they're
just bad. They
doing.
want to throw something together really quick to launch a shitty campaign that's going to fail. Well, no, actually, it doesn't fail because a lot of people still enter their fucking credentials into that page.
Yeah.
But still.
Oh, hold on, sorry.
Oh, what?
From the
we
live
go.
stream, I
From
really
the
like
live
this hashtag
for
bots and prayers. I really
Oh,
like that.
that's
That was
really good.
That was a
Whoever said
pretty
that,
good.
that's
Good.
really good.
Yeah.
We got one upped on that one. Good job.
Bots and prayers.
Damn it. I'm kind of jealous.
That's nice.
All right, so that does bring us to the end of the
Sure.
lightning round, which unfortunately brings us to the end of the show. You guys know that we've run out of time, but never out of shit to say, right?
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how to reply
Wait, where's
to that.
Doxy today?
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, he's probably nursing a hangover from 2 weeks ago.
No, he's playing. What was it? He's playing Hunt Showdown.
Hunt Showdown.
Where in the world is Doxy?
I thought he was getting
Diego?
back from like North.
The hunting.
Anyway, join us again
I
next
heard,
week.
I heard he's moving with
Oh.
his auntie and uncle to Bel Air.
So,
shit.
real quick,
wow.
real
Stop,
quick,
stop
before we
it.
leave, I
Yes.
just want to bring up on the air. Did you guys see the trailer for the new Halloween movie?
No.
Comrade.
Do you know what it's called?
No.
It's called Halloween.
Holy
The
shit.
last
See, I don't like when they do that.
The last 3 movies in the Halloween franchise, in order, are named Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween. And they're the 9th, 10th, and 11th movies in the franchise.
Holy shit.
Well, that's stupid.
Also, this movie is a direct sequel to the original Halloween. This one's called Halloween. It's a direct sequel to Halloween, and it retcons every other Halloween movie that wasn't the first one.
why would you do that?
I don't know.
So,
It's really crazy. I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks good, but what? What is going on with these reboots and titles?
Why would
What's-
they retcon it though, like so hard?
Well, it was really ham-fisted too, because they're like, oh, Mike Myers, isn't he Laurie's brother? No, that's just a rumor. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
they retconned it super hard.
Very, very elegant there.
Yeah.
I do apologize. What does retcon mean?
What?
They,
I thought you were gonna say what is Halloween, but
No, I-
they're basically saying every Halloween movie that wasn't the first one no longer exists. Don't worry about
Oh,
that. Those,
God, gee,
those
yeah,
aren't
okay.
legitimate
Okay.
canonical
I
stories
see what
to
you're
the
saying.
Mike Myers saga.
Wow, that's crazy.
Anyway, the trailer looks good. I'm gonna watch it.
All right. Well, as you can tell, we definitely have run out of Well, we've never run out of shit to say. We've
No,
run
we
out of
don't.
time. So join us again.
Shit to say.
Yeah, join us again next week.
Equal portions.
Same time, 7:30 here at the Sin Shop. Go to sinshop.org, and also the physical address here is 1075 American Pacific Drive, Suite C in Henderson, Nevada. Crux has not been to a Friday show in a while, but he should know that we are still the Las Vegas Valley Hackerspace. You know I'm going to always sneak that in there somewhere. All right, and remember, go to meetup.com/sinshop to figure out our appointments, events, and classes and stuff. And go to Greynoise. How do I forget our URL? Go to Greynoise, GREYNOI.se. My name is Master Chen.
My name is BGM.
Zenify.
And I'm Richard Sagel.
Good night, everybody.